This is the latest episode of the Vantage Point video blog. Well, the latest news, obviously our recent release 24 Breakdown came out at the start of June and it's now available to stream on the digital platform of your choice. Next single, a track called Leave It, is not coming out in July as we had originally intended, and we just want to tweak the mix a bit on that one. So we are in fact in the studio this coming weekend, the 27th and 28th of June I want to say, or is it 26th and 27th? Anyway, it's this coming Saturday and Sunday where we'll mix Leave It and the rest of the songs from our new album. Hopefully we should get the whole lot done over the 2 days, and then we can release Leave It, I think maybe at the start of August or start of September, and the album will follow. So that's news as far as new music is concerned. As to the 24 Hours of Freedom Lego video, it is finished and done. So I'll stick it on the end of this video blog, and then in a week or so I'll put it up as a video in its own right. So now I need to think about what song to do next as a Lego stop motion. So feel free to leave any comments below on what song I should do and what kind of Lego set would be a good build for said song. So that is the news. Well, time for some guitar playing from Mr. Liam Kane over in the Kingdom of Five. This time he's chosen the track Love at First Night Out, which was released as a single in 2016 and then was on our album Work 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 in 2018. Here he is. Okay, the story of the song in this episode is the track called The List, which is one of our older songs. We first recorded this at the Groove Tunnel, and it was the first time we'd done recordings with Murray playing the drums. It was 4 songs we recorded that day: The List, 24 Breakdown, Straight Talking Woman, and Ain't Superstitious. And it was written about not being happy in your workplace and turning up one day with a large overcoat, concealing a shotgun, and taking your work frustrations out on everyone in the office, which is not something I would recommend. And it wasn't, and they're not very serious lyrics, to be honest. I worked at a place called Scottish Provident, and it was a miserable data entry job. And I remember every morning I'd go in and there was a Canadian girl working there, and she'd always be, "Good morning!" And I'd always be like, "It's morning, but there's nothing good about it." Which of course made it into the lyrics of the song. We played it live in our first couple of years of doing gigs, and then sporadically would make a return into the set here and there. We actually recorded a second version of it at Julianesque Valley. There was a couple of guys that used to come to our gigs. I think they mainly came to see us when we were doing our Judas Priest tribute, and they were studying at Julianesque Valley and wanted bands to record. That's Keith and Stephen, and so we did we did the list. There's a video somewhere on our YouTube channel of Liam recording the guitar solo there for that version, and we also did the Priest track Grinder. And then when we came to doing the Work album, we'd obviously decided it was the album, I don't know if it's so much a concept album or more just a theme, the theme being songs about work. So we obviously thought it's a good time to resurrect the list and put it in. And at the same time we had this other idea where, as work is like Groundhog Day, it's always the same, but it's not pure Groundhog Day because it's slightly different. You're in the same seat in the same office, but different thing happens. We thought, how can we represent that? And we thought, well, if we take the music for our songs and give them to other singers and they write their own lyrics and with their own vocal melodies, we'll have 2 albums with the exact same songs, exact same music, but different words and melodies. So they'll kind of be like 2 Days at the Office, very similar but slightly different. So we thought we'd put out a second album called Another Day at the Office. And so we asked Mercy of the Engines of Vengeance if she wanted to be one of the guest singers. And she did, but she wasn't up for writing her own lyrics. So Murray immediately jumped on this. He thought, great, why don't you get her to sing the list and then I can write my own lyrics for that music and I don't have to sing yours. So we did. Mercy came in and sang that, and we actually released it along with the track Love at First Night Out as a single, and then on the album it became Last Train from Hell. And that was the only change we actually made to the music from the original version of the list, was we put on the kind of drum beat at the start with the Zombie Train riff, because the album started with Zombie Train and ended with Last Train from Hell. So we, since the album came out, we've only played that song once up in Shetland, and that was because Liam couldn't make that gig, so Patrick was coming back to play at the gig, so we did a lot of the older songs. But I think Murray sang the verses from the list and the chorus from Last Train from Hell. I don't know if you knew a complete set of lyrics from either. I don't think anyone noticed, or I don't think there'd be anyone there that would know either verse.
Every time you've been there, smiling away, far too happy. You better watch, you're on my list. Keep this up and you'll be tough. You know, I think you better stop.
Okay, for this episode's visit to the archive, we're going to the studio and the track A Bunch of Cowboys. If you listen to the version we released on the Work album, you'll know there's a harmonica solo on it from Andy from Bomb Scare. Basically, if we ever need some sort of instrumentation on one of our songs, Murray will go off to Bomb Scare to get it. But anyway, we did have guitar solos recorded for that, and if we ever do a remix, if Mr. Neil ever turns on his computer again and wants to do some mixing of our songs, then we will put out a version with the guitar solo. But until then, here's some studio footage of a guitar solo for that track, which has obviously not been heard before. for a top 5 of something, and the top 5 for this episode is albums by Survivor. So at number 5 we have the album Caught in the Game. This was the one released after Eye of the Tiger, and basically the title track's brilliant and the rest is pretty forgettable. And at number 4, now I see with these re-releases they've become quite cheap because they've used the exact same photo on each album. But anyway, number 4, Eye of the Tiger. Like the other album, brilliant title track, rest a bit, although it does have the one that really matters, which is I think it's a really good track, that's why it's ahead of that one. At number 3 is Premonition. There's more than 2 good tracks on this one. Chevy Nights and Poor Man's Son was great, and The Heart's a Lonely Hunter and Summer Nights, all very good. At number 2, When Seconds Count, which they seem to be good with their title tracks, and When Seconds Count is the ultimate Survivor song. It's the best thing they've done. Forget Eye of the Tiger. And this version also has the bonus of having Burning Heart on it from Rocky IV. And the best album is the last one, Too Hot to Sleep, which is just an absolutely fantastic AOR album, up there with anything Foreigner or Journey ever did. So that's the top 5 Survivor albums, according to me. Well, that's the end of another episode. As always, thanks for watching. Any likes and subscriptions are much appreciated. And now here is the Lego stop motion video for 24 Hours of Freedom.